have already made a recipe for you inside in the kitchen, the chicken pie. I was thinking to tell you a few things about how I feel regarding cooking and kitchen and food and nutrition and diet and all these goodies. I love cooking. I cook ever since I was a child, literally. I remember my grandmother was, when my grandmother was cooking, she always had me next to her, and she was saying to me, okay, you see what we're doing now? This is that, and like the chicken has to be cooked like this, or the salad has to be like that, or you need to eat, cabbage, or you need to eat your carrots, and all these beautiful things, all these beautiful memories now, but back then I was recording in my hard disk all these things that I have now. She taught me how to cook from a very young age, as I said earlier, and this way I also learned to love to cook, because now I'm going to jump into another subject, but love is something that we are being taught. Love is a feeling. I'm not talking about falling in love, which is a sentiment, it's an emotion. I'm talking about love. Love is something greater, the universal love, as the ancient Greeks said. Do you remember this episode I did, all the different types of love for the ancient Greeks? So love is something that, in a way, you are being taught ever since you're a child. And I've been taught to love cooking and love food and love everything that has to do with this big chapter of our life, because our food is our energy. And now, whenever I get the time or when I can, I prefer to stay at home. I prefer to have quality time with the people I love, and I love to cook for them. And many times, even if I'm by myself, I still love to cook, because it's creation as well. Think about all these different recipes, like thousands of recipes. If you go online, there are so many recipes. And if I remember the recipes my grandmother was cooking, that she didn't have internet back then, right? Nobody used to. But these people, they were so creative, and they used to do so many beautiful things. And bear in mind that the resources they had, they were very scarce. My grandmother, she lived through a war. After the war, they didn't have, they passed a period of famine, which means like you have nothing to eat. Thankfully, the people that were in the villages or in the countryside, they were cultivating their land like my grandmother. They had their animals. Like, I grew up in a zoo with all kinds of animals around us, and we were cultivating our vegetables, our fruits. We had everything we wanted to eat within our house, within our backyard. And we had animals that they were giving us, from milk to eggs and their meat. Like, we had everything. Sadly, that wasn't the case for many people that they were living in big cities, and they died because they had nothing to eat. The reason why I'm saying all these things is just to show how important is food. And because nowadays, in the majority of the world, food, it's something that you can find everywhere. Like, you can buy food from everywhere, all types of food, right? Not the food that we cook, but the ready food, any kind of food. Even in the supermarket, if you walk in, you can find all types of food. But food is very, very important, and we need to be grateful for food and the ingredients that they create this food for us. Just think of what I said before, after the war, and not just after the war, but there are many regions of the world right now that they do not have food is scarce for them. And there are still now, in 2020, people that die from lack of food or lack of basic first ingredients like water. That's why I made this little video now, since I'm making a cooking show as well, to tell you that we need to appreciate and to be grateful for the food that we have on our table every day, for everything we prepare. Even if we don't prepare, everything we eat every day, we have to be grateful for it, because food is sacred. And I remember an uncle of mine, he used to tell me, when you sit at the table to eat, be thankful for that, be grateful for that, because food is sacred. So that's how I'm going to close this little episode with that whenever you eat, remember what I just said, food is sacred. So be thankful and be grateful that you have it in front of you. That's all for now. I'll see you in a bit. Talking about cooking, and I told you before that I love cooking, and whatever I cook for you, as you see, it's influenced, of course it's influenced by the Greek cuisine, because I'm Greek and I grew up here with all our beautiful ingredients that this land gives us, and I'm grateful for that. Because Greece not only has a very balanced very balanced cuisine. It's one of the best in the world. I've been almost everywhere in the world, and with the hand in my heart, I can tell you that it's my favorite type of food, and it's the healthiest as well. No wonder the Mediterranean cuisine is based on Greek, actually. It's been called Mediterranean, but it's a different word for the word Greek cuisine. And what I want to tell you is that what I'm going to be cooking for you, and in a little while you'll see what I'm going to do, it's going to be based in the Greek type of food, in the Greek food, because it's very, very healthy, it's very, very nutritional, and it's very balanced. And that's the reason why a lot of, the majority of the people in Greece, they do not get sick from diseases and sicknesses that all around the world people have. Because nutrition, food, is very vital for how strong we are against the diseases. Even in coronavirus, if you have seen it, if you have heard it, it's very important. You'll see that our food, it has to be good and balanced. People that they didn't have good, balanced nutrition, they were prone to get the disease, and sadly they passed away. Whereas people that they had good nutrition all their lives, they were stronger. Even if they got it, they're safe now. What I'm trying to say is that if we exclude the emotional factor that many times can make you sick, nutrition is very, very important. And that's why I'm going to cook something else for you now. Mwah!